Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Hope everybody's having a fabulous night.
Welcome to Mountains to See. No, Mid Mountains Weekly.
Midweek. Welcome to Midweek Mountains.
There you go.
Tonight we're talking about one of our new favorite subjects, pickleball
And travel.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all tied together for us.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is. But before we get started and too far into this, let me remind you, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And also, just a quick reminder that we've got a group cruise coming up in February. It's a 7-day cruise,
Yes.
or 7-night cruise.
Yeah.
On
Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas.
Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas, which you can play pickleball on. And we are going to some absolutely fabulous ports. We'll put a link down in the description if you have any interest in that, so you can check out our group cruise page. So, pickleball.
Why is it such a thing for everybody?
Yeah, where did this game come from? I can remember the first time I saw anything about pickleball. For me, it was 2018, 2019.
Yo, Eddie Lugo's
Yo, Eddie is in the house. Welcome, Brooklyn Eddie. And we were driving out to a festival in Murphy, which is about an hour and a half away from us. And we passed their pickleball courts. And there was a huge number of courts. It was a Saturday morning. We're going out to this festival that they had there, and they were packed. There were people in every one of those courts. They were playing pickleball. They had a big sign up, said pickleball. And I'm like, what in the world is pickleball? I've never heard of it before. And
hello, Scott. Welcome in.
Hey, Scott. Welcome. So I'd never heard of it before.
Carnival
Now you
Cruise
said
Addicts, hello.
Carnival Cruise Addicts too.
Wow,
Hey,
look at all you guys.
Destination
Hello.
Fun. Everybody's coming in. Eddie says he never heard of that till 2023. And Carnival Cruise Addicts saying hello to everybody. Eddie saying hello to Scott Smith.
Sir Smith.
And
everybody's saying hello.
Everybody's saying hello. So you told me earlier that you had heard of pickleball before that.
I worked at the college for a little while before I went to the brewery full time, and I worked at the rec center, and so we had club sports and stuff, and pickleball was mentioned about how it was starting to gain a little traction. Of course, they didn't have anything at that time, but that was the first time I heard about it.
Okay,
I had no idea what it was. I didn't know what they did. I didn't know what the ball looked like.
Yeah,
but they were talking about it. So
yeah. So this sport has just exploded over the past 5-6 years.
yeah.
It's been played. The sport was actually created in the 1960s, 1965. Let's see. I've got it up here on the other.
He's going to give you a little history
screen.
lesson.
I'll give you a little bit of a history lesson. So it was created in 1965 on Bainbridge Island, Washington, at the summer home of Joel Pritchard, who later served in Congress and was Washington's lieutenant governor. Yeah. Now, Pritchard and his friends, Barney McCallum and Bill Bell, are also credited with devising the game. Basically, to boil the story down, what happened was they were at this home and their kids were bored. And one of them said, well, hey, when we were kids, we would make up games. So they looked around. They had a badminton net. They had some other sports equipment and things, but they didn't have anything like a complete set of anything. So they decided that they were going to come up with a game with the equipment that they had. They ended up taking the badminton net, lowering it down to the ground, so it was about waist height. They had a wiffle ball, and they had some ping pong paddles. Yes.
It's a little show and
That's the
tell.
ball that you always see. Yep.
And there's two different. We don't have the other ones, right? But we
They're
can
probably not
discuss
in
that
there.
after. Finish your history
Yeah.
lesson.
And so they started playing the game. Now the story goes, there's some controversy around this, but the story goes that the wife, Joan Pritchard, said that the name pickleball came from the boat crews in the area when they were doing boat racing, that they would have a pickle boat where the crew of that boat was just a mishmash of whoever didn't get selected on another boat. So they were just kind of thrown together. And a lot of times in pickleball, when you go out and play in rec games and things like that, that's pretty much the way it is. You know, it's like, all right, you got 15 people show up. So people start saying, all right, these two and these two will play against each other. And so they start making teams,
You
filling
just
the
kind of
courts.
rotate in.
And then you rotate in and rotate out. And so you get to play with a bunch of different people. And it's become really popular. Now, over the years, it became very associated with retirees and older people.
Sorry,
we got a cat over here
me
playing with stuff.
Yeah, the same cat that always comes into
Same
every
cat,
live stream.
yes.
And I'm rolling away because it goes back.
She's rolling away. Watch out. So that was my impression of pickleball. Okay, this is a game for old people, just because that's what I always saw.
Well, that was the stereotype.
That was the stereotype.
And maybe in the beginning it was like that. And
yeah.
you know, in my opinion, there was a lot of, you know, tennis players that, you know, would convert some. Some is still a little kind of dicey, but
there's definitely a stigma against pickleball among tennis players.
Yes. So let's say that you were getting older and you no longer could run the full court of a tennis court. And so it's a little more appealing being on a smaller court.
Right. You have a smaller court.
And we've got some messages going.
Let's see.
Okay.
All right. So Scott says they had a pickleball tournament on Sky Princess. Yep. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit later.
Yes, we are.
Carnival Cruise Addict said we live in Florida, and now that's a big cause of injury for the older crowd.
Well, and I will piggyback on that just a little bit, because it's been said that a lot of people, especially older people, don't stretch before they play. And that is the cause of a lot of their injuries. So my word to all of you, I don't care how old you are, stretch before you play.
Yep. If you're going to take up pickleball, definitely want to stretch.
And yes, Carnival Cruise Addicts, we are in the older crowd.
We're in the older, but I'm not retired. I'm not a retiree yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we could, we
I'd love
would.
to be, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do nothing but cruise all the time.
Oh, welcome in down under
welcome
cruisers.
in down under cruisers. Good day. So that's kind of the history. For some reason, in the late teens, 2017, 18, 19, things just started to blow up for pickleball. And, I think some of it had to do, just looking to see if we had any new comments. Some of it had to do with the fact that a younger crowd was starting to discover it. And so you had more people getting into it.
Moving your joints.
It all stretches naturally.
Or your joints.
Your joints.
Your joints.
Yeah, stretch those joints. And muscles and tendons and everything else, because if you don't, you're probably going to get hurt. And warm up. It's just like any sport. Especially when you're using muscles that you don't always use on a regular basis, with all the side to side movement and everything else. But we'll get into that.
Yes.
Anyway,
starting to sweat.
Bringing it up to 2024, and it is a completely revolutionized game. Yes, there are still tons and tons of older folks who are playing pickleball.
People that are well older than
well older
us.
than us, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, who are playing pickleball,
And
and they
people
will
that are,
kick your butt.
yeah, they will.
They
We
will kick
speak
your
from
butt.
experience
Yes.
on that one.
But you also have quite a few younger people, especially in this day and age. You've got lots of college tennis stars or
Well, and they're
tennis
starting
players
to do
who,
scholarships now to colleges, I
yeah,
believe, for pickleball
colleges
as well.
are doing pickleball.
Hmm.
They're starting up college leagues. Um, you've got a lot of former college tennis players who have gone pro. Right now, the number one female pickleball star or pickleball pro is 17 years old.
And her and her mother played in doubles.
Sometimes, yeah. She used to. Her mother retired
Oh.
officially, but yeah. So you've got some very young blood coming in. The sport's kind of changing, and it's different in the pro environment, of course, because at pro levels everything gets faster.
Yeah,
And
well, we're still novice.
yeah, we're still definitely novice. Let's see.
Yes, agreed.
A friend of ours is looking to go pro in pickleball, and he's in his late 40s. Yeah, fun for all ages, absolutely. Now, the thing about pros is pickleball pros, a lot of times they have pros in different age brackets. So it's not like, oh yeah, it's always going to be the young people. They're gonna be whatever. They're going to be the best, and older folks will never be able to compete against them. Well, maybe so, but they put people into age brackets, and a lot of the tournaments are designed that way as well. So if you're, in your early 50s, well, you go in that early 50s age bracket, so you could actually compete against other people your age, and still have a fun game and still play it kind of at that level.
Yeah. So speaking
So,
about a fun game,
so let's
don't forget to have fun while you're playing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's what brings people to pickleball, is because it's so much fun. Can you find pro pickleball on YouTube or ESPN? Absolutely.
Oh my
Yes.
God. If he's not watching you guys live, he's watching pickleball on YouTube.
Yeah. Pretty much every Saturday, pro pickleball is on the PPA tour or one of the other pickleball, their pickleball tournaments, everything else. They're they're live streamed on different YouTube channels, and every once in a while you'll catch pickleball tournaments on ESPN or ESPN2 or something like that. So they are out there, and they are a blast to watch, especially once you've got an idea about the game and how things work. Let's see, down under cruisers, the hardest thing to stretch right now are the eyelids, especially when I practice my new Olympic sport of couch sitting. There you go.
Yes, I'm pretty good at that myself.
Yeah.
They just keep getting heavier and heavier, and I'm like, and then and he'll look over.
Yeah, we can't sit down and watch something
sometimes
together. Rarely.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we sit down and watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that, and I was like, oh, I'd laugh at something and not a sound next to me. I look over. Yep, her eyes are closed. She's missing the whole thing.
And then I wake up and I'm like, well, where are you going? He goes, well, you're not watching anyway. I go, yeah, I'm watching it. Anyways,
hey,
back to pickleball.
Tell me what happened. The last thing I saw was this. Yeah.
I only go to sleep for like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Whatever.
So our history in pickleball. Let's see. I missed the Ocho ESPN. They had some fun things during the pandemic. Rock skipping, cornhole, etc. Yeah, we played cornhole with a bunch of the folks down in Helen. That was fun. Maybe we can get a pickleball game together next year.
If there's courts.
If there are courts. Maybe courts around there somewhere.
I mean, that just brings us back to the whole travel aspect is, there's courts everywhere. And even if they're not, they're planning on building them and putting
Exactly.
them up, and it's crazy.
It's getting huge. I mean,
It really is
they're
very
building
popular.
restaurants area or facilities that are dedicated to pickleball.
Where did we go? Where we found that whole big? Was that
That was
Atlanta?
outside of Atlanta. Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
big one
it was
north of Atlanta,
huge, and it was
and there's
inside. It was all indoor.
there's a couple of different ones there. That one was just pickleball. It was in a mall area like north of Atlanta, and then in Atlanta, I think they have
Whew.
chicken and pickle or something like that, which is this restaurant thing.
What do you
But
eat? Chicken while you pickle?
yeah, they sell. They have a restaurant. You can eat. You can rent a court. Do whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't want to eat chicken while I pickled.
No, probably not. So yeah, I mean, it's very tied to travel. For experience in pickleball,
Yes,
started with travel.
yes,
If
yes,
you
it did.
watched our videos from St Maarten, you can look
I've
at
heard us say it before.
or heard us say it before. We were on a boat excursion with
Random
Winds
excursion,
and you got to talking to this lady.
Of course,
and
friends all the time.
what was it? Her mother, I think.
No,
it was just a
they
good
were
friend.
all just friends.
Just friend. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because it's Sherry, Captain Sherry. I don't know if she's back yet from walking the dog, but we had the challenge
The
of
Bloody Mary
the Bloody
challenge.
Mary challenge.
That,
So I was telling this girl about
Destination Fun.
Yeah.
Captain Sherry.
Yeah, I was telling this girl about how we had a challenge and that they should come out tomorrow because we were talking about meeting up, and they said, "Well, something just happened. It was a glitch. So hopefully you guys can still see and hear." And so
it does this every week, love. It goes into dark mode just like your phone does.
Oh. I'm sorry. The tech. And so she was telling us that there was 3 of them and they were looking for a 4th for pickleball, and asked if we wanted to go. And I was like, well, I've never played, but if you come with us, we'll come with you, and
sure,
so
why not?
like, yeah. And I mentioned that I had a tennis background, sort of, in high school anyway. And so like, oh, you'll be fine. I was like, all right, let's do it. Why not?
So we went out, and it had just rained that night. So
we got one thing right there.
Yeah. So Down Under Cruisers would love to learn more about pickleball. Well, there's plenty of stuff on YouTube about the rules and how it works.
And we'll go into a little bit.
And we'll talk about it a little bit.
We'll give you a nice, quick, a little overview of it.
Imagine tennis, badminton, and table tennis all had a baby. It's that kind of.
The hardest thing in pickleball is the scoring and some weird rules. There's a couple different kinds of rules. But yeah. I found the scoring to be a little more challenging.
Yeah. So we went out. It had just rained. The pickleball courts were still wet. So they said, well, we got to let those dry. But you can go to the paddle court, which was another completely different game.
Well, before you go into that, this is like literally right behind where we stay. And you guys all know we've been going to St. Maarten for years. I never knew they were there.
Yeah, 15.
We walked past there and I was like, oh, that's what's back here. Wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had tennis courts, pickleball courts, and paddle.
No, just
court.
paddle.
Paddle courts?
Paddle. It's a European sport, which is played with paddles.
Big paddles, heavy.
Big paddles and tennis balls in like this.
It's kind of like racquetball, but not.
Yeah, it's kind of like racquetball because you got walls you can bounce off of. It's kind of crazy, and we just kind of hit it around and played.
I did pretty good at that. I was like, oh, I like this, and they're like, oh, this isn't pickleball. I was like, what? This isn't pickleball. I don't think so. What's pickleball?
So then we went over to the pickleball court, and they started trying to explain the rules to us. And to be honest, I was completely lost. All I knew was, okay, I need to stand here or stand there and not do this.
But then
they talk about scoring, and it's like the scoring just made absolutely no sense to me. I played, like a summer of tennis in high school, but that's it. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was very different. Sherry says they just built a pickleball court in my friend's neighborhood. Yep.
Mhm.
They're putting them up all over the place.
And apparently they're in Boca too, where my uncle is.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
he's
Boca's
playing.
huge. A lot of the pros live there because they can play basically year round. But so anyway, we played maybe an hour at
Yeah,
most.
in the St. Maarten heat, it
Yeah,
was
in the
hot.
St. Maarten heat, it was hot.
That's when we
And
went right after and had our Bloody
had the
Mary
Bloody Mary.
challenge.
Yep.
Thanks to Captain Cherry
Yep.
from
Um,
Destination Fun.
and we didn't think. I mean, it was fun, but we didn't think that much about
Yeah,
it.
you know what? Now that you say that, that's true. We were just like, oh yeah, that was fun. Okay, let's go drink some Bloody Marys.
Yeah, let's go get our Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
Um, and then no sooner did we get home, but we get an email from our local Parks and Rec
Mhm.
that says, "Oh, we've got free beginners pickleball classes."
And I do need to just drop something in there that so I have a friend of mine that lives here that plays pickleball.
Okay.
And so I had mentioned to her that, we met these people that wanted to play. And she was like, oh, did you like, this, that, and the other. So when that came up, she mentioned it actually before I got that email and said,
Okay.
hey, they're giving free classes through the rec center. You should do it if you liked it. Because we're like, yeah, we liked it. It was cool, whatever. And so I asked Corey if he wanted to do it. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we did.
So it was basically 4 mornings. What was it? 3 or 4
Monday,
hours.
Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and it was
Mhm.
maybe 4 hours. And so you just went out there. You learned the rules. You learned how to
4 hours a week.
hit the ball, hold the paddle,
Yeah.
where you were supposed to go, where you weren't supposed to go,
right.
how to score, yada yada yada. Then they taught you how to serve, and they taught you all the basic mechanics.
Mhm.
And then towards the end, we started playing games, and we really loved it. After 2 weeks, it was like, this is a lot of fun, and we met a bunch of different people, and we were teaming up with different people, and
We appreciated that they had 3 coaches
right,
that went there to kind of help out with the people. And we were very fortunate that we got hooked up with a gentleman that was getting his coaching certification.
yep,
And I was going to say this earlier when Sherry said about the pickleball court being at their friend's neighborhood. He took that class a year ago, loved it so much.
mm-hmm.
He ended up just putting a pickleball court in his yard.
Yeah,
and we go there and play.
right.
So
I mean,
pretty fortunate.
he liked pickleball so much a year ago. He went and got certified as a coach,
Mm-hmm.
and wants to build the local pickleball community here in our area.
Yeah.
So he built a court at his house. He bought a ball machine so he can practice more and help other people get better.
Yeah.
And so yeah, shout out to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the weekend after that, we had after our beginner class,
Because that was like mid-May or something.
Yeah, that was like mid-May. The next weekend they had
Oh yeah, it was Memorial Day week.
They had like a boot camp or
like a clinic.
A clinic. Yeah, that's what it was called.
At a beginner and an intermediate clinic.
At a local church that set up for pickleball in their gymnasium several days a week.
Yeah.
So we went there. We took that clinic. It was for a charity that they run for
so we
one of their youth programs. So we got in that, and our coach said, no, don't go to the beginners. You just finished the beginners and you're beyond that anyway.
We asked him because we weren't sure,
we weren't sure where we should go.
We started doing pretty well and we were picking it up pretty quick. And so we're like, hey, should we go to the beginners or the intermediate? He said, go to the intermediate. And we're like, oh, okay.
All right. We're burning daylight here.
So
we went to that. Learned a lot more stuff, and then we played a few times.
Yeah, and then we went
before our Alaska cruise.
Yeah, and then we went to Alaska, and we brought
Alaska
our paddles with us.
Yep, we brought our paddles with us, and we said, well, they're supposed to have a pickleball court on the New Amsterdam, so we're gonna try to play while we're there.
And I don't know if we've talked about this at all, but
yeah,
a little bit maybe. But we were really psyched about the pickleball court. Okay. And I don't know if we realized that it was like right outside on the top
Yeah.
of the,
Didn't
of
realize.
the ship. I even brought shorts thinking, oh, okay, this will be, we'll be all right. The sun will be out 50, 60 degrees, we'll be all right.
No.
No.
So yeah, the sports court on New Amsterdam and on a lot of other smaller ships is outside on the top deck with like netting around it, so the balls can't go
Right.
get thrown overboard or anything. That was a challenge.
But let's talk about wind. Now this is a pickleball. Okay. It's got holes in it, and the smaller holes means that it's an outside ball, right?
Yeah.
And so when the wind blows, being at sea, and we all know. Did you see the short that I just put up a little while ago? My hair was whipping all over the place. Try to hit this little light wiffle ball looking ball on the other side of the court. Like, you have a little light paddle like this. Like this. It's tiny.
Depending on whether you were on the forward side of the court or the aft side of the court.
Yeah, you're either hitting it as hard as you can,
Yeah,
just
as hard as you can, just get it over the net,
or
you just tap it and it goes shoo,
flies out.
Yeah, it was a challenge. So yeah, of course, this is a sea day. They had their beginners class on a sea day. They had the two tournaments on a sea day.
Yeah, they did.
And and here we are. We're like less than a month into playing pickleball, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll go out there and play. And of course, we got beat like our first game out both times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was it. We didn't play any more pickleball because it was just really too difficult on that type of ship.
Yes.
At sea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not conducive to that. Then we got back from Alaska, and pretty much as soon as we got back from Alaska, we started playing regularly.
Well, I met somebody at the clinic, or some ladies at the clinic, and they said that they had a text chain of people that play, and they put me on it, and so that's why.
Yeah.
I got in the in crowd.
Yeah, got in the in crowd pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we started playing when we got back from Alaska, and since then we have been playing almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of begs the question: what is it about pickleball that just sucks you in and hangs on to you with both fists?
Right,
like
and
that?
the fact that you can find it and play it everywhere.
Pretty much anywhere. Yeah.
Both.
Did they supply the equipment, or did you all bring it? Yes, they did have paddles.
They had wooden paddles.
Yeah, most of them were in kind of rough shape. They had plenty of balls.
Yeah.
Their beginner clinic would teach people how to knock the ball back and forth and the basic rules of the game.
We did bring our own because we knew that there were tournaments.
Right.
That
we were trying to get used to using our paddles.
Mm-hmm.
But our beginner class, they had equipment. Most of the time, if you take a class or something like that, they will offer you something. Basic equipment, or you can run to Walmart.
I'll show it again.
Yeah, show the paddle. We bought this.
Whoops! Wait, hold on.
When we got started playing, we bought 2 paddles from Walmart. They were like $20 a piece.
$20.
Yeah.
And they were perfect.
Down Under Cruiser says it gives you an opportunity to take your frustration out on the ball. Yep.
Especially in the wind.
Yeah. You just got to keep it in.
I did that the other day. I did it. Didn't I hit you with it or something?
Yeah. You've done that a time or two.
Anyways.
Especially when I sneak one in on you.
I know, he dinks it at the net and I can't get up there. And anyways.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we've kind of gotten a little bit obsessed with it. Yeah.
I can't even, I'm always calling them out and I'm always saying, nah, I can't even argue this one. We're hooked. Like hooked.
Yeah. And what is it? So what is it about pickleball that is just hooking people and drawing them in. I mean, there aren't really any other sports like that. I mean, yeah, you can get into a sport, but we never even expected to get hooked on pickleball. We
No.
thought, oh, this would be a good thing to go out. We can just
Yeah.
play around and get some exercise and see what happens.
Are you
Uh,
asking the general public? Or are we asking each other?
I'm asking you.
You're asking me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, our purpose here is to tell them,
Okay.
what it
So,
is.
all right. For me, I am a little overweight, or I'm out of shape. Let's just say. Okay. I sit on my rear all the time because I work at a desk all day long, and so I don't get a lot of movement. And so this is low impact, and it could also be high impact. And
Mhm.
so for just starting out, it's kind of low. It's kind of low impact. So you're not overexerting yourself, but you're getting movement, and you're moving muscles
Mhm.
that you may not have moved in, for me, years.
Right.
And again, I played tennis in high school, and I was okay. I wasn't that great at it. I didn't win a lot of matches, but I picked up pickleball really quick, and I was pretty good at it. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. I can actually hit the ball and keep it in the court.
Right.
And so that for me, I think just being that I was able to do it, because
Yeah.
when you get older and you don't do things, and for me, you get a little sedentary, you get nervous, you get anxious, you're like, nah, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't, because you don't know how you're going to be, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and
I kind of was eased into it.
the neat thing about pickleball is, and what I found for me is, number one, it's so approachable.
Hmm.
I mean, the way the rules are set up, if you go out there and play against someone that's been playing forever, yeah, they're probably gonna kill you.
But
But
people are very nice too,
but
and
they're very
inclusive.
nice and very
They
inclusive.
help
The
you, and
community's great.
yes.
Most of the time in rec play, people aren't like super aggressive and
Hmm.
it's not like all about going after the win. They're out there to play and hit it
Have
around.
fun and kind of teach you, how to play, and
And
help you get better.
there are other people that have mobility issues,
Hmm.
that have trouble getting around. Um, so if you're not, uh, you know, very mobile, then you can still play the game, and you may just get, some shots that you can't get to.
Right.
But if
Which
you're
is what I
more
have to tell
mobile,
him. Lee, stop running after you. You're gonna hurt yourself. Let it
yeah,
go.
or if you want to be competitive, yeah, you can run around and be as competitive as you
Hmm.
want.
Yep.
But the way the game goes, you're getting exercise, you're getting movement, you're getting your heart rate up, but you're not going to find that you're working so hard that you're just worn out and that you can't go anymore.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you've got lots of little sprints running around trying to get to the ball.
if you're able to.
If you're able to. If
If you're
not,
not, well,
well,
then you just let it
yeah,
pass, and you just play the next one.
yeah. Or you stay back a little bit. Let's see. Says you always feel better after getting up and moving. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blood circulation is good. And so the game is very approachable. The
Hmm.
community that we have, which is true throughout most of pickleball, is very accepting of new people and wants to try to help them and help them get better. And probably, someone will let you borrow their paddle and see what you
Yeah.
think of it. Um, we talked about our coach. Our coach is doing everything out of the goodness of his heart, or as
He says it's selfish, but
he says it's selfish because he wants to get better players in our county.
hmm.
But he doesn't even charge us to drill with us.
Oh, I want to answer this.
Okay.
How long does a game usually last? 5 minutes to a half hour. It depends on how fast the points rack up, because
Yeah.
I've been in a game where I'm like, oh, I only got time for one more, and it's over in 5 minutes, and we
Yeah.
got blasted. And then there's another game where it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then maybe it's 20 minutes, or
Right.
maybe up to a half hour, but not
At
long.
most, yeah. I mean, it depends on how it goes. If you shut them down and shut your opponent down when they have the serve, then
Right, because you can only score points when your
you're
team
serving.
or your
Yes.
side is serving.
Now the pros, if you watch any of the pros on YouTube, they have their own different kind of rules that they've created for this for some of the pro games. But
For just an average everybody like us.
For most of your recreational play and pretty much all tournament play, it's going to go by the official rules. So
each person will get a chance to serve. If you're playing doubles, this is doubles.
Yeah.
Each person will get a chance to serve on each side. So you got one server, two server, except for the very, very start of the game.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about pickleball, as opposed to, say, tennis or some of these other sports, is it is primarily doubles. So you're playing with a partner. Tennis, there are doubles in tennis, but often as not, you see people playing singles. So you're going to be doing a lot more running around. With pickleball, you've got a smaller court. You're normally working in doubles, so you're only kind of responsible for your half of the court, of the small court. So you've got basically a 20-foot box or so that you're trying to get to the ball in. So it's very approachable and
I think that's why it's attractive to older people that may have a little less mobility, like you were saying, is that they can still play and they can still be active at their level.
And they can be very, very hard to beat.
Yes.
Even if they don't have the best mobility, they've got fast hands or they've got a good touch on the ball, they'll put you through the ringer. So that's what one of the things that makes the game so fun is that it's not all about just pure athletic ability.
No,
it's not,
because I'm not a natural athlete at all. I'm not.
But you can go out there. I mean, it's like what, 80 degrees maybe here is when we play. But I'll go out there and I'll play for an hour, and I am drenched.
You're a good sweater.
I'm a good sweater.
He's a good sweater.
I mean, my shirt
sweater
will be,
as in like he's got a lot of hair or he's got something real thick on. He sweats.
And I mean, I'm not like out of breath, breathing hard, can't keep up. Not at all. But my shirt will be completely drenched to the point where my pants are getting wet from my shirt.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. And
I
tend to wear khakis a lot.
On the back of my shirt.
So I'll have dark stains drifting down my shorts from just out there playing for an hour or so.
Yeah.
So what else would you say there is about pickleball? I mean, we've got a great community with people that really
it can be affordable. For somebody that just wants to start, like Corey said earlier, when we first started, we're like, oh, we don't want to drop a lot of money. We don't know if we're going to like it. We don't know, or anything like that. Then you went to Walmart, picked up 2 paddles, $20 each, got 3 balls.
Yeah, they were $10.
Yeah.
And so for $50,
we had 2 paddles and 3 balls.
And that's all you need to get started. And, luckily we've got combination tennis courts, pickleball courts at our local park. So you just have to set the net to the right height, which it is a couple inches lower than a tennis court net, maybe 4 inches lower.
It is.
Something like that.
It's what, 46 and 44 or 48.
And then a standard pickleball court will fit inside of a tennis court.
And there are times where I stop at the baseline of the tennis court and I'm like, I look up and everybody's looking at me like, oh, wait, wrong one.
Yeah.
Oops.
All the lines painted on our courts.
Yeah.
But it is significantly smaller than a full tennis court. So you don't have a lot to move around. What?
So what time is it? Okay.
It is 9:39.
All right. So the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about with the cruise ships, and I think Scott mentioned it earlier, was that there was a pickleball court on the Sun Princess. Am I remembering properly without going up?
Yeah, probably. You'll find that most cruise ships will offer pickleball at some point on the cruise.
Right. It might not be every day or.
Now, a lot of times, like I said, the sports courts, they're up on that top deck, and it's mostly people playing basketball. But occasionally they'll have like a beginner's pickleball class, which you can try your hand at. Why not? Most of the time it's free. I
And
have
then they'll have
actually
like
seen,
open play after.
and they'll have open play after, or maybe a tournament, things like
Yep.
that. On some of your larger ships that have indoor facilities, like we were on Odyssey of the Seas last year.
Yeah.
They've got the big sport Seaplex that they'll set up pickleball courts in there. I remember we looked at, because we kind of been playing around with the idea of learning pickleball for a while.
Was that the cruise that we kept saying, yeah, we're going
Yeah,
to wake up at 7 in the morning and go
we kept
play?
saying that we were
Because
going
they were
to,
offering free beginner classes.
we were going to go take a beginner class, and we just didn't do it.
Yeah, we never ever
Didn't want to
made
get
it.
to that early.
It wasn't. It wasn't meant to be at that point.
I guess not.
Yeah.
But so yeah, most of your ships have something. We're going to be on Celebrity Beyond next month. Their pickleball court is only available on port days, and there's a bar. We've never been on Celebrity before, so I'm just saying what I've read. There's a bar on like the top deck. It's like a garden, something or another. Apparently, they pull all of the chairs out of that area, set up a pickleball on that, put down the lines or whatever, and that's your pickleball court.
Yeah.
So you can play that.
Yeah, Sky Princess.
Yeah. So there we go. Scott said Sky Princess. It was a netted area basketball court. Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad that they're playing while they're in port, but
right.
But are we going to be doing all the other things that we're not going to get a chance to play? So there's that too. You know?
Hey, cruising scene. Welcome in tonight.
Hello.
So yeah, so if you cruise, you'll definitely have an opportunity.
If you guys want to check it out, you know, there'll be a lot of beginner stuff.
Right. Now, Celebrity, I believe I saw that they offer a pickleball beginners class, but they charge for it.
Really?
Yeah. So that was a little bit disappointing. Most of the other ones, like Royal Caribbean and New Amsterdam, the HAL America. Oh, let's see. I think I saw a video with pickleball on Margaritaville. I wouldn't doubt it.
I would not be surprised at all.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, because Margaritaville actually sponsors a lot of the tournaments. You see their name a lot in the pro tournaments and things like that. So, in fact, Holland America, they are the official cruise sponsor of the PPA. Margaritaville, I guess, is the exclusive or the resort sponsor of the PPA or something like that. So yeah, they are a lot of the travel, you know, cruises and vacation destinations are very into pickleball, because it's a huge sport. It is the largest growing or the fastest growing sport in America right now.
Yeah.
And it's spreading around the world. So
and so if you are going to different areas to take cruises, and you know, most people go the day before, you can plan it. You probably can find something to do on that afternoon or that evening before your cruise too. Yeah. So if, like Sherry
definitely
said,
in Florida,
they're all over the place.
So.
And Atlanta, when we went to Atlanta, there were courts there because we went and stayed overnight in Atlanta. So they're just, you know.
Yeah, but I will give you a word of warning. Once you start, it's going to be hard to stop.
Well, I can agree with that. So somebody's asking about how the cruise was.
Yeah. Who are they asking?
Yes.
Don't know if they're asking us or not.
Well, let's ask.
Yes. How was a cruise? They may be asking cruise scene.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
So,
well, if you're asking us, put it back in there.
So yeah, I mean, definitely if you're cruising out of Florida, going the day before, you're probably going to find pickleball places there. Mm-hmm. You know, there are commercial places to go. You know, like the Chicken and Pickle, and
I don't know if they
whatever.
offer. I mean, I'm sure you can rent something. I mean, I can't imagine.
I would imagine
you
most of
wouldn't-
those places have
Yeah.
equipment that you can rent. They're going to have balls. A lot of them are those type places will have indoor and outdoor courts.
Yeah. So the difference between an indoor and outdoor ball, which I mentioned earlier with the ball that I showed you, the smaller holes, indoor balls have larger holes.
Yeah. They have much larger holes.
And I don't think I have
They
one.
play
here.
a little bit different, but the reason that the outdoor balls have the smaller holes is to help them be a little bit more wind resistant.
Wind, which
so,
it's not really.
Yeah.
The wind starts
Doesn't
blowing,
help that
everybody
much.
stands and like,
Uh-huh.
gotta wait because you know once you hit that ball, it's gonna go.
Yeah. So, anyway, you got anything else that you want to say about pickleball?
No, you guys have any questions? Did we not? Are you still curious about something that maybe we didn't answer or touch upon? Or,
Yeah, I mean, I think we put out. We talked about our paddles before. We got the $20 Walmart paddles that we started with. We decided shortly later that we wanted to upgrade, get a little bit better paddles. So we got 2 for $100 from Friday Paddles.
yeah.
We put that out on social media in the past week or so because they had a special going on.
Yeah.
You could probably still get in on that or click the link in that special, but if you want to, if you're interested. And then from there, paddles go on up to $250, $280 for the pro level stuff, which we definitely don't need yet. But
not there yet.
Even playing every day, we've seen a good bit of improvement, but we still have a long way to go. It's like you're constantly trying to get better. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I've noticed pickleball has gotten popular. It certainly has. Like I said a few minutes ago, it is the fastest growing sport in America.
My mom always said I was always the last to the party.
Yeah, we're kind of late to the party.
We are.
A lot of people have been playing this for a while, and we just discovered it and started this year. So
yeah.
But I'm just shocked how we both, not just you, not just me, but we both started playing and we're just hooked. Because, I've done things before that I enjoyed, but.
And we're not very athletic. We're not sports people, really.
Yeah.
Not really. Like my family's all about sports, but I never was. Like, oh, God, you're watching that again.
Bowling or.
Well, that's different. Bowling's a different sport.
Yeah, bowling's a different sport. Yeah. Bowling or Krav or something like that.
Well, yeah, but still, I'm not very athletic. And so for us to not even talk about it or anything like that and just play and be like, wow, that was a lot of fun. And kind of every day, like, oh, is there a game going? Oh, somebody want to play? And
yeah, it's like, oh, are we going to play pickleball today?
I can't tell you how many times I thought about it today, wondering if there's going to be a game tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I think the church has a game tomorrow, right?
I'll have to leave really early and come back in time. But yeah. So,
that's
anyways,
right.
Not to bore you guys, but so we kind of, when we were talking about the pickleball and travel, we just, like you said, it's really a big part of what we're doing right now, and so we wanted to kind of share that with you guys too. And
like I say, I've seen a lot of resorts are putting in pickleball courts or adapting their tennis courts so that you can play pickleball on them. I know, of course, Margaritaville is definitely big into pickleball. Maybe Jimmy Buffett
was a pickleballer.
Was a pickleballer.
Maybe.
I wouldn't doubt it. Because it is such a fun game, and it's, it can be as casual or as serious as you want it to be. And
I think that's the beauty of it.
The vast majority of players are casual. And they
love, they want to get out of the house.
They want to take you under their wing and show you how to do things and help you get started and do anything they can to help you.
And if you've watched some of our videos, you'll know that we have a redheaded grandson.
Yes.
He's 11 and he started playing with us, and he will get up at 7 in the morning and play with us.
During the summer.
Yeah. When he doesn't have to. Oh, see, they had pickleball lessons.
And pickleball lessons on Celebrity. Yep, I saw that. But yep, so it's for all ages. It's easy for a family to come and play together. In fact, we played with Laurie's friend that we were talking about the first time we played with her.
Oh my God.
It was her and her father.
And
she's a little bit older than us, and
like
her father's in
mid-80s,
mid-80s.
and he kicked our butt.
He kicked our butt. Oh yeah.
I was like, "You're how old?"
He would get on that ball, and he would just hit it right past you.
Right, put that out there. So who gets up at 7 a.m. to cruise? Exactly, which is why we never made it on the Odyssey cruise to go to
we were sleeping in.
Oh yeah, we had the drink package that week. So.
Yeah, we did. And I don't normally sleep late. That's just me. I mean, I'm normally up.
I do
6:37 at the latest. Just it's my nature, but anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll get up to play pickleball. Even this one will get up to play pickleball.
That's unusual.
Yeah. So
but I'm out there 7:30 in the morning.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. Yes, Eddie, you are not too old for pickleball.
Nope.
I mean, they even have pickleball rules for people who are in wheelchairs.
That I did not know.
I actually sat down and I read through the entire rule book, so I knew what it said.
I'm not surprised to hear that at all.
But yeah, they have an entire rule section for how you play if you're in a wheelchair, so that it is accessible to anybody. So,
and I think that's one of the best things.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah. We can go out there with our grandson and play, and yes, down under cruisers there are rules, and you can go to the American Pickleball Association or something like that. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
You gonna look it up?
Let's see if I've got anything about it over here.
He's the researcher.
USA Pickleball.
He's going to do a quick little search and answer that question for you.
Yeah,
Pickleball rulebook right there.
Yeah, so you go to usapickleball.org and you'll see there's a pickleball rulebook. Or the easier thing to do is to just go on YouTube, look up pickleball beginner rules or something like that, and there are tons of pros. Pretty much every pro out there has a YouTube channel where they'll teach you how to play. So you go out there, you'll find the beginners videos, and they can take you through the basics of scoring, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to bore you with it here. If you're interested.
That was a great question.
Are the rules different for the USA different from the rules down under? I would have absolutely no idea. I know that there are some variations in the rules in different countries that pickleball is being played in. I'm pretty sure they're playing it in Australia. I know for a fact that they're playing it in like Japan and Vietnam and some of those other Asian countries. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get everyone to unify under the same set of rules so that they can put it forward someday as an Olympic sport. So
bowling is still not an Olympic sport.
Yeah, bowling's still not an Olympic sport, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry says you guys will be pros soon and have another YouTube channel.
Maybe when we can retire fully and have a full-time travel channel, we can then do that.
Yeah. Do YouTube full-time, like
like some of the others.
Like Tony Barnett or some of the
Yeah.
others like that. Yeah. We'll
But
see.
thank you for that vote of confidence.
Yeah.
I do work really hard to get better, and when Coach Kevin does give his knowledge freely, and I try
Absolutely. I
to
mean,
just listen to it at the best
he'll
I
put
can.
things out and say, "Hey, I'm having a free drill. Sign up here." And
Who's in? Oh, I'm in.
it's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll come out for an hour or two and try to get better. Working with a coach for free. Absolutely."
That's in my budget.
Yeah.
I need that money to go travel. So that we can all talk about travel.
All right. Well, we've kept you guys long enough tonight. So thank you so much for coming in and
I really
watching this with
appreciate
us.
the participation, engagement, asking us questions. That was a
Absolutely.
lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
We've had so much fun with pickleball over the past 10 weeks, I guess it is, since we just kind of had our first experience with it. And we kind of brought it up here and there throughout stuff. So we thought, you know what? It's a part of travel. You're going to see it on ships and you're going to wonder what it's all about. And we wanted to give you proper warning that if you get started in it, you're going to be stuck.
More times than not. Not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody.
But
most of the people, though, that start playing get hooked and continue to play because it's just so much fun. I mean, you can play 2 people. You can play 4 people. You can play with 3 people, which I do a lot with Lori and our grandson, Cameron. So
yeah.
Anyway. All right. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right.
No.
Well, guys, we will see you next time from Peaks to Tides.
We'll see you on the next ride.
Bye, guys.
I always do it the wrong way.